Australia has won the Ashes, claiming an 82-run victory here at the Adelaide Oval in the third Ashes Test to take an unassailable 3-0 series lead. And after so much talk, so much speculation around this series, it's been decided in just 11 days. Sam Jordan from 9 News, joined by Tom Decent from the Sydney Morning Herald, and for the very first time as well, renowned English cricket writer from The Athletic, Cameron Ponsonby. We thought, Cam, we might just drag you in here today, given that the Ashes are now over. And we may as well start with you too, Cam. How are you feeling after what you've seen?
I've been resigned to it for a while now. Saw it coming. I think there's just so much disappointment. I was chatting to a colleague, Nick Holt from The Telegraph. This is his 6th Ashes tour, and he's elected this one to be the worst one of all of them because there was hope this time round. And all the other times he said, I knew we were going to lose, but this time we've seen this England team be exciting and thrilling with our own eyes, and we've come out here and there's been a chronic underperformance kind of across the board, which I don't think any English viewers at least were kind of expecting. We're now kind of seeing quite a diplomatic England team who are being a bit more friendly, and they've been kind of quite obnoxious for years, and I've enjoyed that. It's been fun to cover, and I'm almost a bit disappointed they've just kind of blinked at the end and not quite stuck to the baseball that got them here.
I almost feel bad now that we actually did drag Cam in for this room to start like that.
Yeah, we've been here every afternoon and night, but poor Cam. Yeah, it felt like there's been Basball's been a death by 1,000 cuts leading up to today, and today was the absolute nail in the coffin, wasn't it? With 2 dead rubbers in Melbourne and Sydney, still be massive crowds there, and a lot to play for, as Ben Stokes said through gritted teeth at his press conference today, but pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's right. We may as well start on England. Australia has won the series, but look, let's start with England too, because that's what most fans of the game have been speaking about as well. And Ben Stokes' comments after play too have certainly got people talking as well, that there is still so much to play for and that this test has shown the positives. It did feel like that when we're watching this English side bat today and dig in and show that fight and take their time. It almost made you a little bit more disappointed to go, gee, they actually had the potential here.
So I've been wondering about this because they were 170 for 8 first innings, or 170 for 7. They were 190 for 6 in the second dig as well. They've basically been bailed out by having Will Jacks at 8, where they had to select him because they didn't have faith in their kind of initial project, Shoaib Bashir. Ben Stokes said at the end of his press conference that this was potentially like a blueprint they could follow to be a more consistent cricket team. And again, it just feels like a little bit of a shift because this cricket team by nature isn't consistent. They told Zach Crawley, we don't expect you to be consistent, we want you to have match-impacting innings. They discarded economy rates where they said, we just want to be hunting wickets. And so that again, it just feels like there's been a little bit of a shift at the last moment. Yes, Zach Crawley's also said, I played the same way I always did, it's just the Australians were bowling well. And there has been an element of that where Brisbane and Perth, it felt like everything happened in fast forward, where this was a win for Australia where they kind of pushed on the bruise of England. They were just like, no, you're in pain now, we're going to keep you there, we're going to be relentless. I really struggled to see how England turn it around for Melbourne and Sydney. Ben Stokes, Jofra Archer, can they play 3 in a row? Can you potentially play a spinner again? Is Oddie Pope going to feature? We expect there'll be some changes.
And already the murmurs have started. We may as well ask the big question now, is that does Brendan McCullum have a future as England coach after what we've seen here in just 3 test matches?
Well, the feeling is he wants to. It's so bizarre how quickly these things change. So after Brisbane, the kind of uniform consensus was he needs to win a live test match. It's all well and good winning kind of 4-1 when it's Sydney and it's a dead rubber, whatever. But now, because people are a bit happier with the nature of the defeat, it was like a socially acceptable loss, this one. People batted properly and you just lost in a kind of more traditional way. It's like, well, maybe there is something here. Maybe they have kind of been getting the building blocks together that they'll perform, progress and be able to stay the course. Something that's important to know about McCullum, he's the white ball coach as well. So other teams around the world are announcing their World Cup squads for the T20 World Cup. He's in charge of that as well, apparently. So if he does go, it's going to be a massive regime change.
Yeah, that's right. Tommy, what's the Australian perspective on all this as well? Because I guess for a lot of Australian cricket fans now, they can sit back in their armchairs at home and throw some grenades over the fence to our English friends, because there are some serious decisions that need to be made for this side.
Yeah, I think it's probably a fair call that Bazwell does wind up Australians. I know Zach Crawley alluded to that before the series, and I think it's just come to the fore here. Resounding win in every sense of the word. Very different victories as well across a number of different surfaces as well. I actually thought this surface definitely suited England better than any of them. I'm surprised that they changed their approach in this test on that pitch when, things didn't go their way for sure. There will be changes to the Aussie team. We've obviously been flagged that Nathan Lyon won't be there and Pat Cummins almost certainly not in Melbourne. I'd be very surprised if he played in Sydney. So Nisa and Doggett come into the frame. There'll be some spinner debate as well. There'll be some pretty big celebrations tonight. Even on a 5-day turnaround, I reckon Travis Head's cocktails will be getting a run tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I saw them getting carried around the media centre earlier today as well. The Aussies certainly in good spirits as they walked out of here, and why wouldn't they be as well, Tom? What a performance it was from the Aussies over these 3 test matches. And even today when they were pushed, the one thing that this team has always spoken about is feeling comfortable in those moments and backing their ability to get the job done, and they showed that again today.
Remaining calm under pressure, and there was pressure being applied as well. Like, I thought Jamie Smith batted beautifully. Such a shame that comes in an innings where things are almost looking completely unlikely there as well. Seriously good player, as Cam knows, and it was great to see him show that bit of fight there today. But yeah, Australia remained calm as well. Didn't have Travis Head bowling 15 overs on the old bingo card today, so I could see things going awry. And yeah, up in the press box there, best laid plans were getting scratched. Not quickly, but slowly there, and obviously Australia did enough to win there. And yeah, Mitchell Stark and I think bowling at the end there, you could just see how much it meant to them and getting it done. And great celebrations. Nice that Lyon was involved there as well. But some drama on the final day of an Ashes series. What else would you expect?
Yeah, that's right. For a little while there, it had that feeling of free fall in a way that Australians have experienced so many times when England do get momentum and they start to grind away. Cam, I know you've been a big believer. I did ask you when it was about 150 runs to go whether you believed, and you did.
Always believe. You've got to delude yourselves at times like this. I was just on Travis Head, got a text from a friend just before we started here. Like, Heads walked into the bar, he's into like a standing ovation. That's kind of nice, and people all getting around it. Yeah, today was England's negative of having to select Will Jacks was that you don't have a frontline spinner, so he conceded 200 runs across the Test match, which isn't really his fault. It's not his main job. But then the plus side is that in a moment like we had today, it gave them a chance. He batted really well for his 47. He fell to another incredible Labuschagne catch. Was Carey's, he should have left it out there. But it's,
I think he dropped that.
Oh, that was
genuinely dropped that
moment.
Oh yeah, I love. There's a freeze frame of it where you see kind of Carey lining himself up, as nestling in the gloves. But I don't know if you caught it at the end. Joe Root, and when he shook hands with Labuschagne, kind of like jokingly checked his hands for super glue. And like the standards the Australians have been able to hold across this series has been remarkable. It's Labuschagne's 3rd incredible catch of the series. But yeah, England, there was for a period of time kind of a dare to dream moment, especially when before Jacks got out and Cast was going quite nicely. And it's bizarre, Australia, for all that you win all the time, you have had like some like horrific like losses where like you've come out the wrong side of like momentous occasions where it's been really painful, whether it's like Headingley. I'm just going to go with Headingley, I don't know if there's any.
Yeah.
India.
Yeah, that's right. There has been a couple as well. And Tom, it would have been a world record run chase too if England were to get it done today. I gave them absolutely no chance at the start of the day. We actually stood here yesterday and just kicked them while they were down as well on the digital show that we did do yesterday. But there was a little bit of nerves starting to set into the Australian supporters here, wasn't there?
For sure. We had some editors saying the match was going to be over at tea last night. So the fact that I've just finished writing 20 minutes ago would suggest otherwise. But yeah, weird old day. For the series, it would have been fantastic if England had pulled that off. Just purely would have been unbelievable scenes. And we go to Melbourne, absolutely. Yeah, a bit going on. But yeah, a great day of Test cricket. Lot to digest. I think it's good that there are short breaks in between now. Like, it would be pretty arduous if there was a 12-day break heading into a 4th test. So yeah, get them done and get the boys home.
Okay, let's start to ask some questions that are going to be said moving forward. Cam, England, so much hope of winning a test match out here this summer. The Ashes have gone. Can they win a test in these last 2?
I don't really see what that blueprint to success is. They've had everything has gone their way this trip. They've won the first 2 tosses. They've been absent of Hazelwood from the series. Cummins missed the first 2. Lyons injured himself again. Steve Smith was ill before this game. Everything they could have hoped for has gone their way.
When you put it like that.
This is where I know Stuart Broad's copying a lot of whatever for this, where he's like worst Aussie team since 2010, like best England team since 2010. I kind of somehow still think that's potentially got some value to it, but almost makes the point and the scale of kind of defeat worse for England, where it's like this was your opportunity. I don't think they're going to win the test. I think 5-0 is looking more and more likely. I don't see how players like Ben Ducker, who's really struggling at the moment, Jacob Bethel, if he does come in for Ollie Pope, is going to have the scale of the performance necessary to make the difference. We saw it here where we're kind of applauding people. Jamie Smith's got 60, well Alex Carey got like 80, and Travis Head got 170, and runs matter. That's literally how the game's decided. So no, I've gone from being incredibly optimistic and deluded to full pessimism mode now.
Easier questions for Australia, Tommy. I guess how do they balance the bowling attack, the bowling unit moving forward as well. To start with Nathan Lyon, who we are expecting to miss the next 2 test matches. Todd Murphy is he the front runner to come in?
Yeah, probably Todd Murphy. Corey Rockacholi from WA has had a decent Shield season, not only this year, but obviously over the last couple of seasons. They'd be the main 2. I think Australia will make that decision pretty quickly as well. Yeah, feel for Nathan Lyon as well. Obviously, given what happened in 23, wasn't able to celebrate properly throughout and play a big role in that series, and it was a massive moment in the series. Yeah, Australia will try and make that pretty quickly, but what a luxury to have where you've got a skipper in Pat Cummins who had a 3 to 4 month injury layoff effectively, and they said, no, we're going to do it in 7 weeks. And probably told him, if you come back in Adelaide and win the test and the series is all wrapped up, cue in the rain. Yeah,
go again.
Go back to Bronny Beach and have a nice Christmas. So, yeah, a great position to be in. As Pat said in the press conference, good luck getting Scott Boland or Mitchell Starc away from a Boxing Day test as well. So I think they'd be really, really eager to play. And then Sydney, it is what it is. Jai Richardson could also come into the mix as well. I think he'd be a handful in Melbourne too on a relatively bowler-friendly deck generally on day one. But good problems to have.
Yeah, that's right. What's that line that they do say in Australian sport? Winners have parties, losers have reviews. I think we're going to see plenty of both over the next few days. Gee, you're a good sport, Cam. Thank you very much for stepping in just to wear the brunt of this English team.
It's just an honour to be here, Sam.
And Tommy, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you again in this 4th Ashes test, the Boxing Day test in Melbourne in just a few days' time.